I'm Lauresha Memeti, representing Gaia-X Federation Services Germany today here on behalf of ECO, where I work as a technical project manager. So this is our motto, shaping the future of federated data infrastructure together, secure, open, and transparent. So the question is, what is Gaia-X and Gaia-X Federation Services? So Gaia-X is a framework for a federated and secure data infrastructure. And the goal is to establish a decentralized ecosystem based on SSI concept where participants, users always will retain sovereignty over their data. Gaia-X is led by European Association of Data and Cloud, ASBL. There is a link where you can find more information about it. So what is Gaia-X developing? Gaia-X is developing federation services and also other technical components, a governance framework, and a trust framework. Now the question is, what is GXFS, as we call it, Gaia-X Federation Services. It is highlighted here, so it's the toolbox that will make the Gaia-X operational. And the goal of GXFS is to deliver minimum technical requirements of set of these services that will make the whole ecosystem or will kickstart the operational of this ecosystem. So who is leading GXFS? There are different groups working on Gaia-X Federation Services. GXFS Germany is led by ECO, and it is founded by the German Federal Ministry of Economic Affairs and Climate Action. So what is the toolbox? What does it include? So the toolbox includes a minimum set of services, as I mentioned previously, that are necessary to operate Gaia-X federations. Federations we will explain later on, and the output of this toolbox will be technical specification baseline in open source code. This open source code is in GitLab, where it was driven by the community, and everyone can have a look now. After we are done with the services, it will be a handover to Eclipse Foundation. We plan to do that next year in the first Q. It is very important to know that these services will not be provided by a central authority, but they are open source code, reference code. And based on each federation, the federator will be in charge to select these services, and each federation can have their own services based on their needs or their use cases. So what is the role of a federation? A federation is a group of organizations based on same topic, domains and industries. Participants there work in eye level, and they have joint rules, objectives, and technologies. As I mentioned previously, federators will be selected by the federation, and they will operate the federation. Gaia-X Federation Services will be the toolbox that will ensure interoperability, but always based on Gaia-X rules. So based on functionality of services, we have divided the services in 5 main work packages. We have the first work package for identity and trust. Second is for federated catalog, sovereign data exchange work package, compliance work package, and portal and integration. Portal and integration is not like a federated service, but it serves more like an integration layer, and each federation can have their own portal in the future. Here you can scan the code, and it will take you directly to the repositories in GitLab where the code is stored. So what is the federation service model? Identity and trust solve the question who I'm dealing with legally. Federated catalog shows what I'm being offered and who is responsible for it. Sovereign data exchange solve the question, how do I maintain sovereignty over my data when working with third parties? And compliance deal with how can I check this and obtain reliable evidence. Going in details, for each work package, we have sub-services. To identity and trust, we have the services for authentication and authorization. We have 2 other services that are SSI cloud wallets. One wallet, organization credential manager for organization, And for individuals, we have a personal credential manager, and we have also, as a part of Identity and Trust Work Package, Trusted Services service. For federated catalog, we have core catalog features services, self-description of participants and services. Then going to sovereign data exchange work package, we have data contract transaction services and data exchange login services. To the compliance work package, we have onboarding and accreditation workflow service, continuous automated monitoring service, and notarization services APIs. For portal and integration, we have the portal itself and the orchestration service. So where are we so far? We are ready at the Q phase. All the services, we had an open tender, the partners that will do the QA. For the services, we recently started with onboarding and accreditation workflow, but we are working on a project that we plan to have full integration of these services developed so far by the end of this year. This is an overview of the GitLab repositories and the services, how they look like. Here we have the wallets, how does it work with the QR code and verifiable credentials and so on. There is the link also mentioned where you can find more information. The question is, how can federation services help data spaces? But with request of Yogim, I would like to make the difference or to understand better what is a federation different from data spaces. So federations by default are just organizational and legal constructs, while data spaces are more technical and legal oriented, but they are very close linked to each other. So how can federation help data spaces? On the lowest level, this can help data spaces and use cases in terms of participants, service management, compliance assessment, and much more. So concretely, federation services can manage participants on SSI concepts, so they can handle decentralized identities, discover data and compute services, contract data services, report data exchange, and much more, for sure. Here are highlighted the Lighthouse projects that started at the very beginning. We have Gaia-X automotive supply chain, that is a German Lighthouse project, but there are Lighthouse projects from different sectors, and they are like much more now joining Gaia-X this year and last year as well. There is also the link where you can find all the overview of Lighthouse projects. This is our team for GXFS Germany. It is led by Andreas Weiss. And if you have questions, please always refer to us. Here, there are additional resources. You can see the Gaia-X website, GXFS website, where we have published different white papers. We work on videos that will explain in short the whole concept of GXFS, the GitLab repositories, and much more. These are the leading links to the most important websites, and that was all from me. Thank you.